Today we are going to continue on data visualization. So let's start with this feature. So here what I want, like if I select anything here on any visual, not only this, if I select any value on map, then you see the data is highlighted, right? So I say two things, right? Highlight and filter. So you notice here when I select United States on map, if you see here on the donut chart, data has been highlighted, not the filtered, right? So out of total for US, these value have been highlighted. If you hover your cursor on that particular highlighted value, so you see here that for segment consumer, total sales is this, and the highlighted sales means for the US sales, right? So the US sales is 9%. So this is the highlight. And what is filter? Let's say if I select corporate on the donut chart, then you see here data has been filtered in your this chart, right? Sales trend. In the sales trend chart, data has been filtered. So there are two things. So we can control these things by just using the added interaction. How to use that? Before that, we need to understand one thing. See, added interaction, you have to use when you want to use the added interaction, then you must have some space between your visuals. How? So to enable the added interaction, first select any visual, right? Then go to format. Here you see added interactions. Click on it. So when I click on it, if you see here that few buttons have been enabled, right? For each visual, these will be enabled for each visual. So now you want to manage based on the selection of this donut chart. So if you notice here that this map is having these two options, right? So generally what happens, like these buttons sometimes like overlap each other. What's better, like first you just create some space here like this, so that now you can see all the options for this map here clearly. Okay, now when I select added interaction again, now you can see here that these are the buttons here which you can use clearly, right? So here if you see here that it's very congested space, right? So you need to like minimize it, or like you need to move this from one location to another, then so that you can use these buttons effectively. Now based on the value, similarly like this, just move down like this. Now you can see that these buttons are for this visual. Now when I'm selecting this donut chart, so here you see two options. One is filter and second is none. So right now, which one is selected? Filter is selected for this. It means whenever I will select any value in the donut chart, data will be filtered here. If you do not want to filter here, then just choose it none here. Select none. Now none is highlighted. In the same way, you can do for this also, but as of now I'm just changing this setting only for the sales trend. Now disable, close this edit interaction. Now select any value in the donut chart, and if you notice, all data is filtering in your dashboard except the sales trend, except this chart. So it means you have disabled the interaction between donut chart and sales trend and this bar chart. Okay, this is basically line chart you have here, right? If you have disabled the interaction. So in this way, you can manage the interaction of your visuals. Then you can just move it here like this, and this one like this. So I just minimize or reduce the size just because of to handle the buttons. Otherwise, what happens, like generally they overlap to each other, and sometimes what happens, like if you are just clicking on this button, let me show you again. When you try to click on this button, so sometimes now you are not sure like this button is for this slicer or for this visual. So it's better that just reduce the size, and then you will see the buttons clearly. Then you can manage them. For another example, let's say if you want to do something like if you select any value here in your line chart, then if you notice that data has been filtered, okay, and vice versa, like if you select anything here in the map, then it is highlighting the data of this donut chart. So instead of highlight, I want to filter it. Okay, instead of highlight, I want to filter it. How? Again, same thing. Select the map first, click on added interaction. Here you go, scroll first. Here you go, then you see there are three options. One is filter, second is highlight, and third is none. So right now for this donut chart, highlight is selected. Okay, so if you want to filter the data instead of highlighting, then just select the filter. You can choose none also. Okay, it's done. Now just click on added interaction again, so that these buttons or this setting can be just disabled. Yes, now you can resize it again. Now when I select any value, like let's say a US in map, then you see for this data has been filtered this time, not highlighted, data has been filtered. Okay, so if you see total sales for home office is 2152, and when I don't select it, you see total sales is much. Okay, so this is a way like how you can handle this. Added interaction basically works only on one page. It means if you want something to manage, then on the next page, then for next page you have to manage it again. Okay, so added interaction is for one page only. So is it the same thing which you are asking? Yes, scope of these is only for the current page. Okay, so now let's see another thing. So we were talking about the filters. So now we know about this filter. Which type of filter is it? This is canvas filter. It means slicer. Okay, slicer is a visualization type here. You can see this is a visualization, right? Now we have another filter section which you can see here, that is the filters pane. So this filters pane gives you a lot of flexibility, a lot of functionalities, right? So let's have a quick look on these also. I'm just selecting one visual. So now you see here there are three type of filters. One is filter on this visual, filter on this page, and filter on all pages. 1, 2, and 3 type of filters. You can see here filter on this visual, filter on this page, filter on all pages. Now this filter on this visual means if you want to add any filter, or if you want to filter out the data for this visual, for this specific visual only, then you can drag and drop the fields from your table into this section. Okay, and this section means like here, only for this, and you can drop it here, add data fields here. Let's say if you want to add another one more filter here for this specific visual, then you can add that here, add data fields here. This is for the visual level only. This is for the current page. If you want to do something like on this page, data should be displayed only for, let's say, for any specific year, let's say for 2015 only, then what you will do, you will just drag and drop your year column and you will add it here into the filter on this page. This filter will be applied only for this page, not for the other pages, right? Why? Because this is only for this page. Now here you have the filter type of functionality like advanced filtering or basic. Basic is nothing, just like a drop down. From here you can choose, let's say 2015. When I select 2015, on your this current, on this page, on the sales summary page, data has been filtered for 2015 only, right? Now each visual is showing the data for 2015. In case if you want some advanced filter, then you can choose the advanced filtering also. Here you got the more options like is less than or is equal to, multiple options, right? So you can manage this also. All right, so this is the year. In case if you want to add another filter here, then you can again drag and drop the other filter from the list, from your tables. Let's say I want to filter for any specific country, then just add the filter here. Okay, this country filter will also be applied only for this visual, only for this page. Okay, I selected Afghanistan, so you see on map it's showing the data from Afghanistan only, and all other data is also for only Afghanistan and for all year. Okay, so you can choose year 2015 also here. So this is a way I can handle the visuals filters for on a page level or on any specific visual level also. In the same way, if you have some situation like where you have like 10 pages and on each page you want to display the data of 2015 only. Okay, like many times you want to do something like on each page current year data should be displayed only. Okay, so what you can do, instead of applying it on the each visual or on each page, it's better that apply it onto the report level. It means apply it on all pages. So that filter you can add here. Let's say I want to filter out the data on all pages for 2015. So this time I will add that particular column or field into the filter on all pages here like this. Now here I can choose 2015, and now what will happen? On all pages, let's say if I have one more page or like 10-15 pages here, on each page data will be displayed for 2015 only. Okay, why? Because we added year in filter on all pages. So here you have much more flexibility in order to filter your data or in order to show your data based on the different columns, right? Another good thing is sometimes what happens, like you have displayed the data here. Okay, you have displayed the data on all the pages for 2015. Got it? But now when you will deploy this report on Power BI service, so your users will be having the flexibility, like they can just go here and they can change the data. They can change the filter. Instead of 2015, they can choose the data for 14. In case if it's business requirement and they want to change it, then you can allow them to change it. Okay, otherwise sometimes you can lock the filter also. It means they won't be able to change the value. Let's say if you want to keep it fixed filter, then you just click on this lock button here. Okay, so what will happen? This will lock this filter. Now from front end, users will not be able to change this value. They can see that year is 2015, but they won't be able to change it. Okay, so you can lock filters like this. In case if you want something like, even you don't want to allow them to see this filter, right? Something like you added some condition and based on that you want to filter your data, and that filter value you don't want to display your users. Okay, so what you can do, you can hide the filter also. Just go here and hide filter. Now what will happen once this report will be deployed on the Power BI service, so this filter will not be displayed to the users. They won't be able to see this filter, but behind the scene this filter will be working and your report will be showing the data for 2015 only. This was the filter pane. Okay, so here on the filter pane, you have three things, like either you can add the columns on any specific visual, on current page, or on all the pages. This is the first thing. The thing is, you can hide any filter and you can lock any filter. And when you are hiding or when you are going to lock any filter, it means that filter will not be displayed on the Power BI service. Here it will be displayed in Power BI desktop, but once report will be deployed on the Power BI service, then you won't be able to see it. I see one question here, can we show custom message when there is no data instead of blank in chart? Yes, you can customize. You mean like here, instead of this blank, you can change it. Okay, let's say if generally what we do, we replace the blank with a 0, right? If there is not any data, then show that value to 0 instead of the blank, right? So what you can do, you just go to this measure, right? So which value it is? Total orders, right? So here it is showing this calculation. Okay, so for example, for that any specific country or any specific value, there's no data, so it will show the blank by default. So what you can do, there are multiple ways to handle it, but the easiest and the quickest one is just add +0 in this one. Now here you can see, if there is not any value, instead of blank it will show the 0, because you are just adding the 0. And in case if there is any value, you are adding 0, then there is no impact. And one more thing, in the filter pane, you can hide and you can show the filter pane also. Let's say if you do not want to display this filter pane, if you don't want to display this filter pane on the report, then you can hide this by just clicking on this hide button. Now data will be filtered based on these values, but this filter pane, this filter section will not be displayed to the user. Okay, so now let me just quickly publish this report on the Power BI service so that you can see like how it looks like on the Power BI service. In order to publish, you must be signed in into the Power BI desktop first. And the second thing is you need to just click on this publish button. Save your report. And now you will have to publish into this My Workspace. Okay, so here I'm going to sign in My Workspace, Power BI service. All right, so if you see from Power BI desktop, report has been published, success message you can see. Now let me just go to the Power BI service here, My Workspace. Here is my report, data visualization, right? I open this report. Now here you can see the exact view which all the filtered data and what was the view of your report here in Power BI desktop. And when you publish it, the exact view will be published to the Power BI service, right? Now here if you can see this filter pane, right? So this is what filters. This filter pane is appearing here, right? But you don't see any value, any column here. Although in Power BI desktop, I applied one filter, right? But this one I have hidden, right? So that's why it is not showing any filter value here. When I select any visual, then you see filters on this visual will be displayed here. Now you can change any value for this specific value for this specific visual, right? So means like filters you can manage based on like visual level, page level, or on the report level. Okay, but the visual the filter you see here, year 2015 is not appearing. Why? Because I have hidden it. That's why it's not visible. Okay, and now if I hide this also, this filter pane, so this filter pane will also be hidden on the Power BI service. Okay, So let's have hidden it, saving it, and again republishing it, replacing the existing report. All right, so now report has been published. Again, let me just refresh this. Now this time you see that filter pane is not visible here. Why? Because you have hidden that. So you need to make sure like this filter pane gives you a lot of flexibility, right? In order to manage your data which you want to display on your report, or whether you want to allow your users to filter the data, or you want to restrict them. Okay, so there are a lot of things which you can like just handle by just using these filter settings. Then we have another filter, that is drill through filter. What is drill through filter? Drill through is something like, for example, you want to move from one page to another page based on the selected value. Let's say here I have this data. Okay, and let me just remove the filters first, because here very less data is coming. So now what I want something like on the sales segment, right? I can see this data, but what I want something like, if I right click, I want to see the detailed transactional level data for each segment, right? So what I just want to right click, okay, and here I want to see one more button, okay, so that I can drill through from this page to another page based on the selected value. And here, what is the selected value? Segment consumer, right? So on the second page, let's say here I'm going to use the same page, same format. So what I do, I just create a duplicate page of the existing one, and this is my, let's say, details. Okay, sales details. I just select it like this. Now on this page, you are not going to show all this data, so I'm just deleting other fields from here. I will just add the table. So I will just add the table here. Let's say this one. Now in this table, I want to display all this data. So I'm going to select the data from the orders table. Let's say category, city, country, customer ID, customer name, and from the measures, total profit, net sales, and selecting one more column here from the date column. Let's say quarter and year. Okay, that's enough. Now what I just want to filter this table based on the selection of any segment here, right? So now what I will do, first I need to add the segment as a drill through filter, right? So if you enable the visualization pane here, in visualization you see drill through section. In this section you need to add the filter based on which you want to drill through from one page to another page. Okay, so I want to drill through based on the segment column. So I select the segment column from my table, right? Here it is, segment, and add it into the drill through fields here. Once you add it, by default, one back button will be added on your report. Now you can manage this back button here, something like this. This will help you to move to the previous page. Now, if you see on this page, we have added this segment column under the drill through section. Now, when I go back to my summary page, and here on donut chart, when I do the right click, here you see this drill through. Okay, and under the drill through, you can see the reference of your sales details page. Click on it, and now you will be navigated to this page, and the filter will be applied. So it means now on this filter, on this page, on this table, all the data is coming for the consumer segment only, right? Now you can see, here into this drill through filter, data value has been filtered like segment is consumer. Okay, now you can just go back. Now you want to see the data for, let's say, for home office. So right click on this, and here you will see this data for the home office only. So instead of selecting the filters manually on the other pages, you have the flexibility, like you can just right click, and based on that value on which you did the right click, you can see the filtered data on your other pages. So based on that, basically you can navigate. And this back button will be automatically added. Just click on this to go back, but in Power BI Desktop, you have to press it with the control key. Press control key and click on this back, then you will be redirected to the previous page. You need to press the control key only in Power BI Desktop, but once you deploy it on the Power BI service, then you don't need to press control. Directly once you will click on the back button, your page will be changed. Now, what is the benefit of it? Sometimes users don't want to see the multiple pages here like this. So what you can do, now you can hide this page, right? It has been hidden. And here, now you can just use this view, this right click, drill through and see the data here. If you want to go back to your previous page, then just go back by just clicking here, and here you can see, right? This page, if you hide it from here, then users will not be able to see this page on the Power BI service. Let's publish it again to check. Success. Now let's go to the Power BI service and refresh this page. So ideally in our report, we have two pages, but for user, only one is visible, right? Now, if you see here, only one page is visible, sales summary. But if you want to see the detail or the other page data, then you can do that by just doing the right click. It means using the drill through functionality. You can see the sales details here like this. Interact with it. You can export this data in Excel. Just go here, click on export data, and here you have the flexibility, like either you can export it in Excel or in CSV format, or summarized or underlying data, right? For underlying, right now I don't have the permission, because this permission you can manage through the Power BI Desktop. So you can export the data in Excel or CSV from here. For Excel, we have the limit of 1.150K for the Excel file and 30K for the CSV file. So this is a limit for exporting the data in Excel file. You can export, and after that, you can interact with that tabular data. There are some other functionalities also which you can handle, like show as a table. It's already in its tabular format, but in case if there is any bar chart or any other, then you can show that data into the tabular. Spotlight is something like, if you are presenting your report, then you want to set the focus of your viewers of your presentation, or like all the attendees on any specific visual. Then what you can do, you can just, let's say if you want to set the focus of everybody onto this line visual, so you can just go here and you can click on spotlight. So only this will be highlighted now. That's it. So such kind of flexibility you can do on the Power BI service also. So this is the use of the drill through filter. And drill through, basically you can apply on multiple pages. Let's say if you want to set the data, for example, here on the year wise only, right? For example, you want to show the data on the details page for year wise also, right? When I do the right click right now, you don't see the drill through button here. Okay. So for that, what you have to do, you have to add, because on this visual, your access value is what? Order date, right? So if you want to view the data on this details page, then here you have to add the order date column in the drill through. Let's add the order date in drill through. It's done. Now let's go back to your page, and here now if I do the right click, now here you can see drill through, and based on the order date, now data will be filtered on my sales details page here. All right, so in this way you can manage drill through. You can navigate from one page to another page. And this drill through basically works within the existing report only, within one report only. But now Microsoft has added another functionality, that is cross report. So in case if you want to navigate from one report to another report based on that selected value, then that is also possible. That also we can do. It is very useful actually. Most of the times generally people want to navigate from one page to another page and they don't want to filter the data manually. So it's better that just allow them to drill through. Okay, and this drill through basically works at one time only for one field. Okay, so here if you see, like you are going on the details page, but for only one, based on the one filter. It means based on the segment filter only. It's not possible like based on like multiple columns you can navigate. No, at one time you can filter the data on the second page based on one column only. All right, so I see one question, can we show the data labels for charts? Yes, easily. Just select in any visual. Here you go to property, you can see data labels, turn on it. Here you can see the data labels like this. Generally it's not recommended like for the line chart or for the like the congested values, right? Ideally, let's say if you have any value For example, on this chart, if I add one bar chart here, now here I'm going to show data country wise total sales, right? Country wise total profit, let's say total profit and country. Okay, so all right, so it's showing the data only for Canada country. Seems somewhere we have applied the filter for Canada, that's why it is showing. Okay, because we have added this value Canada into the filter in our measure. Okay, so that's why this profit measure is only for Canada. That's why we are getting the value for Canada only. Okay, so let me just replace this profit by the net sales so that we can see the data for all the countries. Okay, all right, so now you can see the data. Okay, for this you can enable the data labels and you can manage the properties like color, font, display units and everything from the data labels property. Now let's say if you want to show the top 10 country here based on the net sales, you just want to show only top 10 countries. So how you can do that? Select that visual, go to the filters pane. Here you see filters on this visual. Click on country because you want to show top 10 country only. Go to basic filtering, select top N. Here you can show top N or bottom N values. So I want to show top 10 only. And based on which column value? Based on the net sales. So I select net sales, drag and drop and add it here by value section and click on apply. Here you can see only top 10 countries based on the net sales. For top 5, just change the value here and you can see it. All right. Now we are going to see some other nice features of the Power BI data visualization. So here if you see, I have the filters, right? These filters on my report. On this sales summary page, on the sales details page also, I have the same filters. So now let's say if I just want to see the data for any specific customer here, let's say like this for category this, right? Okay, so I interacted with this data. Now I move to the another page, next page. Here I want to see the data for the same filters. It means for this customer name Adam and category is office supplies. So I go to this page. Here I have to select the filters again. Let's say Adam and category supplies or like furniture, whatever was office supplies. Right now I can see this data. Let's say if I want to go another page and there also I want to apply the same filter. So it's like a difficult thing, like on each and every page you are going and you are selecting the filters again and again. Okay, it would become a pain when you have like 10 pages and you want to see the data for let's say quarter 3. So on each page you have to go and first select the filter as quarter 3, then you will be able to see the data. Okay, and it's only for the one filter selection. Let's say you want to select 5-6 filters and then you want to see the data, then on every page you will go, you will select 5-6 filters every time. So, okay, so it's something like very difficult thing. So how we can enable our filters, how we can enable our slicers to sync the values. Let's say if I select any value in this customer name filter and let's say on all other pages if I have the same filter, then the value will be auto selected. This filter will be synced. Okay, so like let's see it how we can do it. For this, first I'm just going to create one more page so that we can have good amount of data. Here this one I'm going to display with another way, let's say pie chart, and this data I want to just table data I'm going to change for let's say just replacing the values, creating a different view of this page. Okay, category wise, that's it. Now I want to enable the sync slicers for all the pages. So go to view, here you have the sync slicers feature. click on it. Now you can see sync slicers. So which slicer you want to sync? Let's say customer name. So select it. Now you can see here that this customer name slicer is available on these pages, on sales summary page, on sales details page, and duplicate of sales detail page. These 3 pages. Okay. In front of that, you see 2 more options. One is sync and one is visible. If you want to enable the sync for the consumer name, then select all the pages on which you want to sync it. Right. Now, if you notice that Adam is selected in this filter, when I go to the another page, you see Adam is already selected. I don't need to select it again. If I change this value here in the slicer, let's say I select Alex. Now, when I go back to other pages, you see Alex is already selected. Okay. So it means you don't need to select filters value again and again on each page. In the same way, you can manage it. Let's say for other value, for other filters, country slicer you have on these 3 pages. It's up to you whether you want to filter the data on sales summary and on duplicate of sales. You don't want to enable the syncing on the details, sales details page. Then here you select country, let's say Germany. Go to sales details. Here you see country is not filtered. Why? Because we haven't enabled this country slicer for the sales details page. When I go to the duplicate page, here you see it's already selected. So full flexibility you have. How you want to manage your filters behavior, you can do that. Then what is this visible tab here? Visible tab is something like if you want to filter the data on other pages, okay, based on your filtered value on first page, you don't want to show these filters, right? These filters you don't want to show. Because let's say if you have 10 filters on one page and on each page, you don't want to keep those 10 pages, you don't want to show those 10 filters, I mean, and you want to reuse, you want to like use that space also for the visualization purpose. So what you can do, you can hide these visuals, hide these filters. How? Let's say I want to keep these, but on other pages I want to hide it. So select it, hidden. Now filter will work behind the scene, but it will not be visible. Okay. Now if you go to sales category, you see there is no filter, but ideally filter is there, but it's just hidden. User will not be able to interact with these slicers values, but when you will select any value here, let's say if I change the customer name, let's say this, and I go to the next page, here you see data is filtered, right? Why? Because filter is there, but it's hidden. Now I can use this space also for, let's say, for any other purpose, to show any other card values or any other measures value. I can show that data here. Okay. So this is what sync slicers. So sync slicers basically gives you flexibility to enable the syncing of your slicers and also enable you to manage the show and hide functionality of slicers on your pages. See, there are like few features like which makes you advanced data visualization expert, right? Although data visualization is much difficult, it's just like drag and drop and that's it, right? But only few people, only few users just use the exact combination or the correct combination of such kind of features like sync slicers, drill through, selection, bookmarks. Okay, these are the features like which gives your report a different look, a different value. Okay, I see one question. Can we set up user level restriction on particular data? Yes, that we can do using the row level security. Data visualization is something like where I saw like most of the questions, but not sure like why I'm not getting the questions here. Adding image to an button, yes, definitely can do. How? Let's see it. So when you say button, right? So image you can do on any visual, right? So Power BI is something like a freehand visualization tool, or I would like to say freehand drawing tool. So now it's up to you how you utilize your skills. Let's say, for example, if I just filter out all the data, and now let's say you want to show the total sales. You can see this donut chart is displaying the sales values, but for different category. The consolidated value you cannot see here to sales value. So is there any idea that how I can see the total sales? Because if you see, total sales is not appearing anywhere on the report. Let's say this is showing the total sales, for example, but let's say sometimes you don't want to show the data on the card visual. So how you can show some data here inside this, in this circle, okay, inside this donut chart, I want to show total sales. Okay, so it's very simple. You don't need to do anything. Simply get your measure value in a card visual, and that just put it inside this, arrange the size based on the requirement, and then you can reduce the size of it, right? So why I'm just trying to show it to you, because it's very flexible. Whatever you want, you can just do. Okay, same as Excel. That's it. Here we got. Now you will see like it's part of the donut chart, but not actually. It's not part of the donut chart. It's a separate card. It's a separate visual inside it. Okay. So in the same way, if you want to add the image on any specific button, then what you can do, let's say here you have this space. And now you want to add a button here. So button, for the buttons, we have a separate section here. Go to insert, and here you can see buttons. Let's say if you want to add this information button, right? This information button has been added. Now on top of this, you want to add the image. So any image you can get, okay, and you can just place on top of this. For example, I have this Microsoft image. Currently, I'm just going to use the same one. I just placed on top of it. It's kind of a web designing for you, kind of a web designing. Now you can just take this button back, go here, bring send back. Okay, and then you will get your image. Now you can use this image to perform the actions, right? Let's say you want to do something like if you click on this button on this image, then some other page will open or something will happen. Then you have the action tab here, action property. Here you can go, and now you can choose, let's say bookmark. This bookmark I will explain you. Let's say if you want to open another page, then you can choose the bookmark, and you can choose the bookmark. Once you will click on this image, a new page will open. So it will look like, let me show you web URL. Now what I want something. Just want to open Google only. Okay, here I got this URL. Now just place this URL here. Okay, that's it. Now when you click on this button, it will open that URL, right? Clicked on that, and if you go see here, new URL has been opened. So it's something like you are feeling like when, for example, if I want to open the Microsoft website, okay, just search Microsoft, and this is the Microsoft official website. Copy this URL, and here based on this action of this image, I want to open the Microsoft website, right? So when I click on this Microsoft image, you see behind the scene in browser, Microsoft website has been opened, right? So how it looks like you clicked on an image? No, actually you clicked on the button, but on top of that button you added an image. So behind the image, you see there is a button. Okay, so it's up to you. Like for image, if you don't want to use the button, no problem, just remove that button. Directly on image also you can use the things. Like images also gives you the flexibility to handle these actions, right? So on images you can do all these things. Like let's say, because your images works, behaves same as like the buttons. Okay, this functionality Microsoft recently added because these images were not having these sections. These images were not having the same behavior as the buttons, right? But now images will also work same as the buttons. Okay, so in this way you can use this functionality, right? And this gives you the more flexibility. Now once I'll explain you the bookmark, then you will get more understanding on this part. Okay, yeah, so you got it, like how we can add the button and how you can interact with the button also. Based on click on the button, you can open other pages, you can open any URL also. So it's all about the game of all properties, functionalities. That's it.
Mayank, in this table, we can see the furniture value is somewhere around 500. So the same value I need to get displayed here in those buttons.
So you mean like, let's say this value you have 4.89K. Okay, this value you want to display where? On this image,
on
this
the
image?
button, on that button, yeah, correct.
Okay, so let's add this button. On this button you want to display that image, right? That value, correct? So simply just copy that value, copy that card visual. First create a card and then paste it. There you go. Something like this.
Yeah, something like this, yes, correct.
It's drawing only.
And how about if we change the selections there, will that value get changed? Yes, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
It's up to you.
then-
It's up to you.
yeah.
Whether you want to allow it to change or you want to restrict it, it's up to you. Full control is in your hand.
$1,000. This is how we can work with the having clause in SQL. And this brings us to the end of this session. Thanks for attending, and let's meet in the next class.